Hello, and welcome to Word of Hope. I'm Brother Joe Trout, coming to you from Monday of the 14th week in Ordinary Time. When you look at the crucifix, what do you see? Of course, literally, we see the crucifixion of Jesus Christ, the death of the Son of God. But what kind of an action is it? What is God doing here? What are we meant to ponder when we look at this? There are many different traditions throughout Christianity and throughout our long history. Some have looked upon the cross and seen an act of judgment, that God, the God of love, entered into this world for our salvation, and this is what our sin did. This is what the evil of the world, the evil that began at the tree in the garden, has produced. Children who would kill their own maker. And so we gaze upon the cross and see the reality of sin. This is what we have done. Why? Why did we do this to God? Why did we do this to the Messiah? A pondering of our own sin comes. Of course, another way to look at this is to see the tender compassion of our God, who knew this would happen and loved us anyway, chose to come and lay down his life that we might be saved, that we might see how deep his love is. Of course, I think it's both of these things at the same time. And that's what we get in the first reading today from the book of Hosea. Hosea is called by God to take up a wife, Gomer, who is unfaithful to him, that she immediately has affairs and flees from him. And then God calls Gomer to take him back as a symbol for what God desires. That then in the reading today, we hear this description that Israel has been sent back out into the desert. The Israel that God draws from Egypt is heading back. Not simply for punishment, not simply because God is rejecting Israel, but because he wants to lure Israel in again, to seduce her, to show Israel again how good he is. We have both this act of judgment for its infidelity and also the opportunity to discover again God's love, how deeply God wants us to be his and his alone. So consider pondering today, as we gaze upon the cross, how we might hold both of these things together. That inner realization of there are consequences to our sin. This is how we have wandered away from the God who has loved us. And also the profound mercy of that God who wants us to be his and his alone. Have a wonderful day, and God bless.